It's called addition properties. I don't like that title because while yes, we are going to talk about the properties of addition, these are also the properties of multiplication. And the reason that they're in this chapter on decimals is because this is another strategy of adding decimals mentally. How do you do that? Well, you use the properties of addition, and later on you'll be using these same properties with multiplication. So don't think, oh, one and done. It's not. We're going to be using these a lot. So there are the three properties that we're going to be talking about today, and they are horrible words. I am so sorry, but this is what they're called. The first is called commutative. We have this fancy word, commutative. And all that means is that numbers can be added together in any order and it doesn't matter. And you've known this since kindergarten, but now you have a fancy word, commutative. Order. The second property is called the associative property. And this property means you can group those numbers any way you like to make it easier to add. And I'll be showing you an example of that. And when I show you the example, you'll go, yeah, so? Because you've known this one since kindergarten too. Third property, even more simple, is called the identity property. And what that means is the sum of any number plus 0 equals that number. These are kindergarten stuff, right? But now we have names for them. And when you use the proper names when you're talking in math, people are impressed. So that's an easy way to throw a word in there and people think, oh, this person is a math expert. Commutative property, associative property, identity property. And we see them all the time and they work really well. My first example is with whole numbers right here. So you can add this in your head. You don't need to line them up or anything. All you got to do is regroup them, which is, well, first we got to reorder them, I should say. Put the 5 and the 15 together. That's called the commutative property. You may not think about that as order, but it is. You change the order. You do these first. 5 and 15 is 20, okay? Then you can group them differently. 20 and 27, 47. Boom. That's it. So this one is an example of the commutative property and the associative property. I changed the order, regrouped them, and I can add them in my head. At this point, we would still be writing them down. Let's look at decimals. Same properties, addition. So I bet you can see one property right off the bat. See that plus 0? That's an example of the identity property. Ignore it. I love it. Love it. So now we can also regroup my decimals. If I know that 8 and 2 is going to give me a whole, and if you're thinking in your head of the model, if you think of 8 tenths and 2 tenths, that gives you one whole. So then we have 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is 4. Boom. So when you get something that easy, please don't line them up by decimal, pad the shorties with zeros, add them, add your you can use your properties and do them mentally in your head. When are you going to do that? Go to the dollar store. Do your shopping. You can use addition properties while you're shopping to help make your shopping easier too. So that is our lesson from kindergarten, but putting the big words on there. 5th grade words. So our assignment for today is on page 343 of volume 1 of your MyMath book. Your instructions are, identify the properties that are used to find each sum. And by the way, I will be giving you a note on this. And I've squiggly underlined the keywords order, group, and 0. Those are the ones that I use in my head, and that helps me remember. So you'll have that note.